Hey, I'm Andy. I'm part of the movie Pain Train, and we're going to go see wonderful 300 Rise of an Empire. I'm here with Nate.
Hello, ladies.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Nate, what do you think about the wonderful new 300 movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
What are your expectations about the new 300 movie?
Violence and nudity.
Dudity?
Nudity.
There was a lot of dudity in the last one, too.
And dudity, yeah.
Yeah, so... All right. Well, basically, what the whole idea here is we're kind of given what you expect for the film, and that's it, just violence and nudity. That's it.
Glorious CGI violence.
Okay. All right. So we'll bring on the next person for our movie Pain Train. Either somebody over there, stand up, move in. Rare appearance for Jim on the movie Pain Train. First time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect from the wonderful movie 300, Rise of an Empire?
I saw boats in the previews, and that was all I saw. So I'm expecting lots of navies.
Boats.
Boats. Like Master and Commander, but in ancient Greece.
Oh, okay.
So basically just like that.
Just boats and hose?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, and they're going to stop at the Galapagos, I'm sure. At some point.
Yes. All right.
So, yep. That's what I'm expecting.
And we bring on our third victim for the movie Pain Train. Wow!
I can talk more.
You can talk more.
I can talk more because they didn't talk much.
Yeah, I kind of blindsided him with this too. I kind of said that we were going to do this, but then I didn't really tell them what we were going to do. So that was my fault. But oh well.
I would have prepared a statement.
Jim actually stole my statement because as a historian, my only problem with the first 300 film was the fact that they downplayed the role of the Navy in the Battle of Thermopylae.
Oh.
And so, they had slightly fewer boats in that they had 0.
Were you expecting... You were actually expecting historical accuracy.
I wasn't expecting historical accuracy. I was a little surprised by giant blade-armed monster men. I don't recall those in history.
Because they died.
Oh,
they got killed in the movie, and we don't know where they are.
That was the last of the giant arm-bladed monster men.
Exactly.
And goat-faced party dudes.
Yeah. Well, hey, I've at least seen the Kurgan in the WWE, many years ago. He was awesome.
I'm just saying, it was almost perfectly accurate. It just didn't have enough naval power, and so this will make up for it. And I'm sure this will also be completely historically accurate.
Yeah. And instead of this time, it's just going to be in blue.
Yes.
Instead of red. It's going to be a lot of blue from what the preview showed.
The guys seem gayer. That's saying a lot. I think it's because they don't even have the beards, so it really just looks like a Chippendales got violent. Like it's a violent uprising at a Chippendales.
Originally, when you said Chippendales, I thought Rescue Rangers.
Yes, Chippendales Rescue Rangers were just ripped. They were so sexy under that fur. So that's what I'm saying.
What's that little bug called? Whatever.
I don't know. There's Monterey Jack and Gadget, and then the bug. Yeah. I don't know. He was called Buggy the Bug.
Zippy?
I don't know. I'm not 10.
All right, we're going to go watch a movie now.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Zapple? Stop. Zingle?
I think Zippy is right.
Syphilis?
Zippy is right.
The lightest of breezes dances above the death cries of 300 men. That breeze became a wind. A wind, my brothers, of sacrifice.
Nothing will stop the march of my empire.
I will attack the Greeks with my entire navy. There will be death and destruction.
Yes, there will be.
So we just saw 300 Rise of Crap. I think it was all in all very enjoyable, right?
It had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
That last part seemed really far after that first part. Like the end. Like it began and then it kept not being ended.
That's true.
All right, so let's start at the beginning, I guess, and because where else to start with? So it's blatantly,
But the beginning was also technically the end.
yeah, that was weird.
I like when they decide to make the movie longer by showing you what you've already seen. That's great.
So the
Footage
movie-
from the last 300.
It had an interesting mechanic where it bracketed itself with itself, where narration became live discussion at a point in the movie, which was weird because the narrator was omniscient. And so, like, all of a sudden when it becomes live, it's like, wait, how do you know what's happening really far away from you out of your field of vision? And how did you narrate flashbacks that didn't happen near you? I was very confused by that.
I was confused by pretty much every line of text in the movie. I understood very, very little of that movie.
There wasn't much to... I learned things. Like, I learned that the human body consists of a thin papier-mâché shell containing approximately 500 highly pressurized gallons of cherry Kool-Aid.
A little thicker than cherry Kool-Aid. Like soft set Jell-O.
Strawberry jam.
There we
You know,
go.
I don't know. I liked the first 300, and it was that same way.
Was it, though?
No, it was.
It was.
It was more gratuitous. There was a lot
They
more
were-
blood. Every time there was a sword strike, everything went into slow motion.
In the first 300, there was definitely limb severing and decapitations, but it wasn't like a chick stabbing a guy in the neck once, and
And his head just falls
and
off.
once in the back, and then his head falls off, and then she makes out with him, and he looks at it, and then she throws the head overboard to introduce some spy who's not actually a spy, but some great warrior.
But he
who
was
then
on the boat.
dives off the boat to swim away.
But that was important to the plot because...
But I mean, so
It
the
came
first
into
300
play.
had the decapitations, it just didn't have all the other stuff that went with it after that.
Well, and like the making out with severed heads and whatever.
That was in the first one.
I don't recall that. But
what
even
makes it
still,
a
like
sequel.
it
You have
had
to
that in
add
the
to
first
it.
one, but I don't think it had as it was more 300-y than 300. Like it took that style and just took it too far to the point where it was just
They should have
stupid.
named it 300, The Rise of Kill Bill.
Yes, well, because at least Kill Bill knew it and was making fun of it. Like this was it was like slow motion blood for an hour and a half, and then Ava Green's tits, which I liked, and
That
then
was
slow
the middle.
motion blood and slow motion blood, and good
For the
lord,
record, there was 17 good seconds at the beginning, 17 good seconds in the middle, and 17 good seconds at the end.
and only one of those chunks was boobs. You're not being misogynistic here.
No.
The other was
Although
violent.
the boobs
So
were fucking
Hey, no,
amazing.
let's be honest here. Even the boobs were violent because that was the angriest sex scene I've ever seen.
you don't watch True Blood.
You are right. You are right.
Yeah,
I
the
will
head
not watch.
spinner. You know exactly the one I'm talking about. Man, the head spinner.
Fucking head spinner.
Gravity. Anyone who's watching True Blood knew exactly what I was getting to
I
with
don't
that
even
one.
watch True Blood, but I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's amazing.
One thing,
I'm dying.
a nitpick I have: we did not see this movie in 3D because 3D is stupid and it's always dumb and stupid. Except How to Train Your Dragon was amazing in 3D because it did. When you see
Depth of field. And,
field,
like, giving the
So-
actual aerial feel made a lot of sense.
This is Loki hair thing.
Loki is
Oh,
really
stop petting him. He's shedding. Asshole. Like, speaking of what you're doing there, it's so annoying when a movie that's being converted to 3D just has random shit flying at the camera constantly. Especially this one front-loaded it. Like, I don't know if I just got used to it, but the first 30 minutes or something,
I didn't
was
realize
just...
all them cheesy shots were all stupid 3D
Yeah,
shots.
because it's 3D.
Yeah.
All the blood and arrows coming straight at you, and she like
okay.
makes out with the head and then throws it at the camera. And
okay.
yeah, it's
So they added really stupid scenes just for the sake of making 3D, which always makes for a great movie.
yeah, it always
That's
does. When your
usually-
cinematography is based on a gimmick, that's the sign of a
If
fine
you're-
film.
If you're like, oh, we're going to be as gimmicky as possible, that's probably going to be pretty enjoyable.
Oh God, but.
Yeah.
I was happy that this movie introduced my new favorite character to the 300 mythos, which is Sebastian the boat horse. I have named him Sebastian.
So, at one point, the great commander of the Greeks is utterly defeated.
Yes, just it's last stand time.
And he says, I'm out of tricks.
yeah.
And then they go into battle.
Wait, Captain, are you sure you want to commit everything?
Yeah, because we have my one last secret trick loaded in the basement of my ship.
Are you sure it has been prepared?
Have the preparations been made?
I'm out of tricks, except for this one, but I'm going to omit this one. The preparations have been made. We're ready.
And the mighty, mighty surprise twist is a fucking horse.
He rides a horse out of the bowels of the sinking ship, jumps it onto another ship, jumps it onto a burning ship. They kind of wander around this burning ship for a while. They're fine. Eyebrows intact. Jumps it off the ship. That's it for the horse.
Well, yeah, the horse. He's done his role. But don't forget the most important part. Now that he's got off the horse, he has to do the pure tech. There's a reason Thermopolis, or whatever this guy's name is. I can't be asked to remember the main character's name. Theo Huxtable. There's a reason Theo Huxtable is the mightiest of Greek warriors, is that he knows that when you get to combat, the first thing you must do is remove your helmet dramatically.
Multiple times.
Oh, I am in the most dangerous place I can be. I better remove the only protection I have.
Right after, like, an arrow skids off of it, and it saves your life.
Well,
now it's done a job.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thanks for saving my life. Fuck this noise. I'm done with you, helmet. Which is, it's almost as good battle tactics as, I would like to see a globe. Somebody check how far Sparta is from Athens. Because when you're pressed for time and you need to get from Sparta to Athens, the important thing to do is to row the entire goddamn way. And then when you're 40 to 50 feet away from your enemy, then you unfurl the sails.
Yeah, because the enemies have to see your signal, and that demoralizes them.
Oh, yeah.
So the morale is the most important thing in a battle. Not arriving in a timely fashion to save the lives of your fellow countrymen.
No.
It's morale.
No, yeah.
From seeing your dread flag unfurled on your sail. Thanks, narrator, for becoming real time just then.
I was so confused because the narrator was omniscient, and then she starts describing stuff on that boat, like in vivid detail, not like the battle term, but like specifically, like her hair began to wave, and she felt this guy's hand. It's like that's exactly what's happening, and then they cut to like
300 yards away,
way over there with some person who's not involved, and she's the one narrating. It's like, how the fuck do you know? And if you're this psychic, man, you should have been using that the rest of this war.
Instead of watching everyone you care about die.
It's only 95 miles.
It's 95 miles.
95 miles.
So they beat those slaves pretty hard.
No,
95 miles on a ship back then.
But that it shows it like going over the.
They gotta go around the fucking road.
It's 95 miles as the crow flies.
Yeah,
okay.
but there may be a giant peninsula in the way.
That's like saying that like the east coast of South America, the west coast of South America are really close together before the Panama Canal existed. I mean, there's a bit of a
peninsula
scenic route to be taken. And that whole time, these guys can we just put the fucking sails up? Come on!
I don't think they knew. I think that's right. They unfurled the sails, and the slaves that were probably rowing their ship, or freemen of Greece, are like, what the fuck? We've got sails? Because, I mean, to be fair, none of the other Greek ships even had masts.
No.
So, I mean, sails was probably a brand new technology. So they unfurled these sails, and the wind started moving them, and the slaves were probably like, what in the fuck?
Yeah,
that's the only possible explanation in my mind.
Speaking of Greece and slaves, it's an interesting tactical choice when making your movie to have the heroes be the country that rape and enslave a preteen girl.
And then dump her when she actually hits puberty.
Yeah, like, we're done with you. We're going to beat you to the brink of death and then dump you in a gutter. And then somebody from the evil empire is going to save your life and befriend you and heal you and raise you and train you?
Yeah, them goddamn evil
goddamn Persians. How dare they not imprison and rape little girls? Like, that was the message of that whole plot point, was the evil Persian.
What I got out of it.
Is it possible? Yeah. That doesn't mean...
What I understood is that Greek is full of pedophile slavers who are hoplites in the military.
And that's not us twisting it. That's literally, as the scene reads. It's the Greeks took this woman, raped and murdered her whole family. Sorry, the Greeks took this 8-year-old girl,
Maybe 8.
maybe raped and murdered her entire family. They're very specific
In
about
front
that.
of her.
It wasn't like rape the mom, murder the dad. Everybody got the double whammy.
I'm pretty sure the dad was getting the rape worse than the mom.
Then they
double dick.
imprisoned the girl for a decade. It's from 6 to 16, and then they're done with her and they dump her in a gutter, and they're the good
In
guys.
Persia. 'Cause that's as you do.
That's just as you do.
But that was 10 years before the movie, 15
Sure,
years before the movie.
so,
Yeah,
I mean,
Greek
So they
reformed
might
in
have
the meantime.
no. They must have gone through some sort of stunning transformation where instead of raping little girls and their families, they instead have sex with each other because that's the only thing that really explains the way they look. Their choice of no armor and fucking G-strings.
Well, that's okay. They're free men. They're free to.
Armor is expensive.
It's true.
Armor's expensive.
That's
But
why
anal
you have
sex
to
is
protect
free.
Your helmet by taking it off all the time.
This is my
You'd
problem.
rather, use your skull to stop that arrow.
Yeah, exactly.
My problem with Frank Miller stories is that they take me to a place where I have to talk about raping little girls. I don't want to see a movie where that is a plot point. Side note, name something good about the movie.
Ava Green's tits.
Okay, all right, Jim took that one. Nate, you have to go with something else.
Crap, I can't say the angry sex scene because that was the
No,
redeeming
no,
point of-
I've already taken that one.
The Ava Green nudity scene entirety. You can spin up. I'm gonna mention this, but it's still part of Jim's. Her bodyguard Shlomo and Jomo outside, giving each other.
Shit, come on.
There's the sex
That was
noise happening, and
great,
two random
yeah.
Persians are like,
It's just such a break from the serious tone the movie
Okay,
tried.
you can go then-
deadpan comedy in there.
You can go one step further on his boat ride back. He had that uncomfortable shift as he was nearing the shore, one that you could assume was only due to an STD that he just picked up.
I was thinking he'd get off the boat and he'd say, "All right, guys, we only need to give her the fence because I already gave her the D." That's what I was thinking. I thought he'd say that, but no. Everything that whole sex
No,
sequence,
no, you
that's all
can't use
taken.
that. You
Jim
can't use
sniped it.
Yep.
Jim sniped that.
I'm sorry, but there's a clear winner of best scene in the movie,
Yeah.
and
Come on.
everything that went with it. So
That was the entire best scene. Although,
We're sticking
If-
with that as the only good thing in the film.
yeah, like
I
you
still
pointed out
feel
though,
like-
if they would have had that one scene when the hero was on the horse, have one Persian say, "What the fuck, a horse?"
Right?
That would have made the movie. Well, or at least saved the last fucking 10 minutes.
the last 10 to 15 seconds of the movie, I thought was pretty sterling. When the Spartans actually were there, instead of random Greeks fighting
that was
just
15
like Spartans.
seconds.
And it was 15 seconds. It was a pretty
And
good
here's
15
the
seconds.
thing: it was Gorgo that was doing all of the actual heavy lifting.
The four-armed guy from Mortal Kombat.
No, Queen Gorgo.
How do you know her name?
Seriously,
They
she
said
had
it like 4 times.
She had a name. I thought Gorgo was the four-armed
Okay,
guy
fine.
from
How
Mortal
about
Kombat.
Cersei Lannister.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay,
Cersei.
there
Oh,
we go.
you mean Mama from Dread?
You know what? In the first 3/4 of the movie, Ava Green's the only person to actually kill the Greek, right? She got the bow out, and she's the only one that killed any of them.
Probably.
Why did the armor that she had earlier in the movie, like when she was younger, why did it have nipples?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because it was fucking great.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The costume stuff. I mean, it has the style going for it, but it's again all style, no substance.
Never mind. Best scene
I
in the
like
movie:
the back spikes too. Actually,
the Xerxes dip into the pool of homoeroticism, going in fully clothed with the crazy
regular
ass,
looking guy.
facial hair and the wafty,
And then coming out as
manly hair.
8-foot G-string.
Oh,
Yeah.
G-string
8
Jesus.
foot golden S&M Jesus.
New band name, Dibs. S&M Jesus. My issue, and speaking of the Spartans, the last part, the 15 seconds being good, it was fight scene, motivational speech, like you're saying, but the fight scenes, they were all almost good, and then they were done.
Kind of,
they're
kind of homogenous.
they never-
they're all kind of the same.
Yeah, it was like,
Oh, look,
You know-
another arm getting chopped off. Oh, look, another gallon of blood being
Here's my
sprayed
two
right at the
favorite
screen.
parts of the combat scenes. Is one, the guy jumping 40 feet down to that ship.
and just
Or-
landing flat-footed fine.
On hardwood.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
That's interesting. And then the flamethrower ship?
Yeah.
Who came up with that one? Oh, this is almost certainly going to burn back into the ship and explode. Oh, okay then.
Yeah, well, yeah. You don't
you're
design
on
your
that
ultimate
ship-
weapons to explode randomly.
If you're on that ship and you're a slave, you're jumping off of it. You're not rowing it. Like
You're chained. You have to. What are you gonna do, man?
I guess burn alive.
Well, there you go, because that's what they did.
You don't
That's
have
what they
any
did.
choice.
But yeah, it was just boats ram, some sword fighting, some limbs fall off, some strawberry jam spurts, and then scene ends.
Yep.
Like
With,
watch,
with,
rinse,
with
repeat.
occasional
How about-
Persian idiocy.
With occasional
With-
Persian
with
idiocy.
the Persians chasing the Greeks, and then all of a sudden, rocks! After half of his ships are already on the fucking rocks.
He was
That guy, you know his title? Captain Obvious.
No. He was a general. He was General Obvious.
He was the Persian
General-
version of
generally
Admiral Akbar. He was just Admiral Akbar in Persia. It's rocks. Thanks for pointing that out, boss. We
I only got one job on this ship, and it's stupid, but by God, I'm going to do it.
and I don't like. You outnumber the Greeks a bajillion and 20 to 1. Don't send in 30 guys who die and then go, oh, those 30 guys died. We'll try again with 30 guys tomorrow, and then
How
they
about-
die and try again tomorrow. Send in all your guys.
The problem with
Do the
that-
Gary Oldman in The Professional. Send everyone.
The problem with sending everyone is that you're basically going to be ramming into your own ships.
Whoopty shit.
Okay, so how about this? Send half your fleet against the Navy, and the other half take all their ports, so they can't go back and get food.
But no, because they were there. You see,
Oh.
you can't. What?
Go around.
What are you, crazy?
them.
Oh my God, they're in a circle. They have no front or back to attack. They have nothing but a side to attack.
Yeah.
Are they really armored that well on the sides? Are they horribly?
Circle tactics. Learn about it. It really works good for horses. with
Yeah, it
archers on
works
the
good.
back.
Works good for
You know what
wagons
might have
when
been
you're
handy?
circling around to protect the youngins.
So they're basically those ships were just like horses and wagons, and that's why they brought the horses on board.
What might have been handy in that first fight, hypothetically, would have been some giant, super powerful ship that sprayed out fire that they could have just put right into the middle of it and then sprayed fire on them. Maybe if they'd had one of those, they could have. Oh, wait, I think they had one of those.
You can't
But it
break
was
out
in
your
the back.
secret weapon on the first fight and win right away.
She went to Voltron school.
Well, she didn't like the first two guys, right? So
She just wanted them to lose.
I thought that was actually pretty obvious. This is the first thing I've ever seen with Ava Green in it where she couldn't single-handedly save it. Like,
She dual-handedly saved it.
She was still pretty hot. But have you ever seen the show Camelot?
No,
The show is hideous, and she's in it, and I love that show. The show is really good.
just because Ava Green's
Because Ava
wonderful.
Green's in it.
No, she was
The
the
show
best
was
part of
not
this
good.
movie. By
Clearly,
far.
but she still couldn't even get close to saving it
No.
because it was a horrible abomination.
Yes.
I haven't felt that giddy after a movie since Speed Racer, though.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
But for completely the wrong reason.
I do.
Because you just wanted to rant about it.
It was so preposterous that it blew your mind, and it ended, which was a great experience. Having that movie finally end, was amazing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted to leave several times.
And yet
about
it
a half
managed to
hour
end
in.
anticlimactically.
Well, it ended by here's this awesome fight scene and cut.
Yeah. It's like we're finally going to have a really awesome, like the big battle's here. We're ready for the giant climax. Done.
And as it was pointed out, what the hell happened with the end climax from 300? When you had the guy with one eye that was leading all of the united Greeks.
They're obviously
but they
saving
were
that for
on
the
a-
third movie.
They were on a boat while they were on that field. You just didn't understand that.
300 set up that
That's
they were
what
going to
I'm
have
going
a
with.
giant battle with Xerxes and the United Greeks, and then this movie delivered in not having that.
Yep.
Because
It was basically a
You know-
fuck you, we're going to make a third one, so you're going to have to pony up the dough.
well, I don't have to.
No.
If you want to see how it ends.
This is a
I already saw how it ends. It ends in a giant battle with United Greeks killing Xerxes. They fucking showed it in the first movie.
No, they didn't. They didn't show Xerxes dying.
Okay.
Okay,
My
that's-
imagination
that's-
can
that-
fill in the gaps.
Yeah. They showed
Why did
the army
Xerxes
that
have
was going to beat
staples
him.
in his face when everyone else would just have stitches?
Well,
Modern medicine.
Yeah.
Learn about it.
Yeah. Persians use staples.
Yeah.
The Greeks use stitches.
Yep.
That's what the water gives them. It puts
That's what the water... Careful, Andy. Jesus.
it puts staples in.
So, whoa, wait.
The gay bath.
Yeah.
Oh, the homoeroticism.
His God King powers caused staples to appear.
I wouldn't want to take a dip in the pool of homoeroticism just for some
They
staples.
kind of ruined.
I don't know, man.
They
staples.
kind of ruined.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind being 8 foot tall and gold.
It
With a
felt like the
stretchy
first
neck.
30 minutes
could
of this
be-
movie
And
ruined
you know,
the last
the giant cod piece though.
Yeah.
That was
movie.
like
Like the first 30 minutes of this movie, like it felt like they ruined the last movie.
They
completely.
latch on. This is like a lamprey. Like this movie is like, hey guys, remember that first movie you liked? Let's keep showing characters and scenes from it to remind you that you liked it, so that you'll like this movie.
And then they showed you the scenes from the last movie, and they're like, we're going to trick them into thinking the last movie was this movie. Then they'll like this one by repeating the scenes in this movie in this movie.
But not as good and bluer.
I don't understand.
They like it occurred
What
to me,
happened?
like watching the battles in this movie, and I thought like maybe it's just because I'm not an 11-year-old boy or anymore or whatever, but the battles in this were less exciting to me than the little red and blue rectangles in the Ken Burns Civil War documentaries moving on the maps. Like watching like here's Lee's rectangle heading towards Little Round Top is more interesting than 40-foot flying guys with spraying strawberry jam.
Actually, by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would be fat like
This movie was literally boring.
this has the same thing that is I know every other male on America disagrees with me on this, but I didn't particularly like the first 300 either because for most of the same reasons. But the Battle of Thermopylae is fucking fascinating. Like it's actually super interesting. So if I had to recommend something, it would be to use this as an excuse to look into that in some boring documentary on the History Channel or some book because it's really interesting.
I really actually liked the first one and thought I was going to hate it. So, I don't know. It just had something about it.
And
Mostly because
it did
they
a
didn't-
better job of style over substance than this one
Right.
did. It executed the style over substance. It's kind of like I
the
also
first
didn't
one-
particularly like Sin City.
Oh, I hated that movie. It was so disgusting on purpose for no reason.
Yeah. Which
Guess I'm alone in liking it.
is that Frank Miller
No,
also?
Andy. Likes
That's
it
Frank
too,
Miller
that
also,
same
isn't it?
guy.
Hey, Frank Miller, you suck now. Please stop. Like you were good in you brought us Dark Knight Returns. Thank you. Go away. That's my message to Frank Miller because I know he's watching this. And peace, Andy. Is it a 2 for some reason?
RoboCop 2
He brought us RoboCop 2. Thank you for RoboCop 2.
and 3.
Not thank you for RoboCop 3.
Ninja robots are.
thank
way
you for
better
RoboCop
than
Redemption,
Robot.
damnation.
Thank you for RoboCop 2. Thank you for Dark Knight Returns.
Fuck you for everything.
I'll give you
else.
one more blanket thank you in case I'm missing something good. And for everything else, just go away. Like All-Star
Wait.
Batman and Robin? Really? All-Star Batman and Robin? Like, Batman kidnaps Robin, drives back to the Batcave, and in the time it takes him to get to the Batcave, Robin has been reported missing, gone long enough for them to print his face on milk cartons, been gone long enough for those milk cartons to make it to the grocery store, for Superman to buy one of those and have used up half of it. Before Batman gets back to the Batcave.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, the entire Superman thing though, that's just super speed.
What?
Super milk.
The
Drinking
milk
speed.
carton? The milk carton has super speed?
No, I'm just saying everything involving Superman, you can just
And he
attribute it to
runs.
his
He
super
runs
speed.
a milk carton print shop.
So Superman, I want to newbie. Please guide me through this.
No,
Superman,
I'm
Superman
not,
has his
I
own
am not
milk.
redeeming anything
I want-
other than Superman.
I want to make sure I have this right. Superman has his own milk factory where he produces milk cartons that have Dick Grayson missing pictures on them.
That he draws by
produced one
hand.
of those, then
Quickly.
Then produced one of those quickly, then used up half of it with his various
And then
breakfast
looked at
cereals
what he
at
was
super
printing.
speed, and then left one on the table for the whatever the comic book equivalent of a camera is to see in the background. By the time Batman got, how was he even reported missing? He hasn't been fucking reported missing yet. He got him like a half hour ago. He's driving across town.
taken a long way.
It makes logical sense compared to the movie we just saw.
It does. It does. And then Batman waits till he's almost at the Batcave to unfurl the sails. Why didn't he? Oh, wait, wrong movie.
Oh man, God. I'm pretty much out of rant on this one.
Ah, man, I have so much rage in me. It's in the way of each other. I have a bottleneck. But I Frankenstein was better. This was still better than RoboCop. It's still better than RoboCop.
I would my equivalent is Transformers 2, where in disgust I literally had to leave the theater like 3 or 4 times.
Because you kept coming back, hoping the person who was your ride would also leave.
Yeah. So this one, I got up to leave the theater twice and sat back down and just grinned and bear it.
You
it
did
was-
this a lot.
I
Just crumpled down in your seat.
I had issues with the movie, but I made it to the end, so it must not be the worst thing I've ever seen.
Also, the credits look cool. I wish that they made an animated version that was nothing but the credit sequence. and Ava Green's tits.
Yep. Split screen is fine.
Yeah.
Just the tits or the angry sex associated with? Because
I'm
there's a lot of
actually-
choking going on in that.
They were very angry.
You know,
in that.
the sex scene was a little weird.
It was only
I don't know, too
when
weird.
she got flipped over and he was about to probably put her through what she was put through in the bowels of the ship when she was a sex slave that she kind of snapped to and decided, I'm going to do the greatest thing ever and pull out a sword.
No, well, I heard, I
That
read
whole
an
thing
interview
didn't
or
make any
something.
sense.
Like, that's
Interesting
supposed to be
movie.
symbolic of their power struggle, you see. He tries to take her in a dominant position from behind, and then she flips him over, and she gets on top of him so that she has the dominant position.
Join me and be free.
It's sex negotiation is what it was.
Sex negotiation.
And
Sex
you really-
negotiation.
and
That's the
you
greatest
got that
idea
later
ever.
in the movie when they were still somehow really into each other, even though they both hated each other, and then they were still going to be friends, and then he was going to let her go, even though she's a horrible black-hearted bitch, and then she died instead.
And then, like, one random romantic line. Like, they have this random violent sex. She tries to kill him. Then they're trying to kill each other again. And then he's like, I won't be a slave, even if I'm chained to you.
Yeah, like
It's like,
he
wait,
was-
what?
you
Am I
were
missing
never
some
into
Romeo
her.
and Juliet thing?
Yeah, he
And-
was never into her, but he loved her and was going to let her go, but then she chose to die. Yep.
And remember
Yeah.
when you asked me to join you?
Yeah, it's
I
not a
still
book.
say no.
Middle of the fight scene, it's like, chop, chop. Hey, still don't want to join you. Chop, chop, chop. No segue.
And then the 30 seconds
Sagu?
that he
No
could
Sagu.
have easily
No
killed
Magoo.
her. She was without defense, and he's got the sword at her.
Timeout.
And he just doesn't.
No, they were on timeout, that's why.
You're on timeout.
I
Yeah,
said it.
she called timeout.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Unless it was a
it's-
very subtle hand
the rule.
gesture.
Well, it's it's the Theo Huxtable way is when a woman's injured, you wait for 30
Right.
seconds for no reason. Well, because you need to give time for the omniscient narrator to somehow suddenly become a present time
Yep.
non-omniscient character again, inexplicably,
Right. Did they change
and
narrator?
unfurl their sails.
Didn't they change narrator several times too?
You think I was paying attention? I blacked out half of this movie.
I'm pretty sure that Ava Green was narrating part of the movie, and then Gorgomander was doing the rest.
I will say this: my fiance enjoyed it. If you are a horny straight woman or gay man, you'll probably enjoy this movie.
You know, the only thing.
first 300.
Much like the first 300.
However, regular old
lots of
guys
abs
like
and
the
butts.
first 300 as well.
yeah,
sideways
but
nipples.
some
And-
percentage of those men are
and
actually in the first group.
the son of that commander, the son of that hero. He was the only guy that didn't have massive, oversized pecs.
Because he was the boy. Also, it's like they have the guy, and then they introduce his son, and it's like, oh, one of you guys is fucked. There's no way both of you are seeing the credits.
And
I
when
saw
the
the first one.
the first lesson is don't die. It's like, well, of course,
the
now
first day.
on
Yeah.
the first day, yes.
First day, first lesson, don't die on the first day. And all of a sudden they become like these warrior poets in battle, even though they're poets in reality, not warriors.
Yeah, like, I don't care how good his leadership and tactics are. Everybody doesn't just randomly become superhumans.
Probably not.
Also, here's a fun trivia. His best friend with, like, the beard, not the guy with the son, but the other guy
random
who they've
commander
been
who had
fighting
no
together for as
character,
long as
yeah.
they can both remember.
They're
He had
brothers.
no personality at all.
Well, are they?
The crazy long hair and the
Does he have a name?
He called him brother.
Well, sure, but she called the random Greeks that she killed brother. I think that's just a Greek thing to call other Greeks
Okay,
brother.
okay.
So does he have a name?
No.
Does he have
The dude
a
who
backstory?
prepared the
He
horse.
doesn't even have a...
He prepares horses.
That was his backstory.
His
Wonder
name-
how
he was a
prepares the
stable
horse.
hand, and they needed him there in case they needed to bring the horse out onto the ship.
His Rudy Huxtable, the horse preparer.
You know what I just remembered? Okay, so Theo Myphite.
Yes, you have the Theo my fight. Thermite.
Yeah,
Thermite.
Thermite was... That actually makes sense. Standing on a ship,
Sure.
point blank to an explosion that blows up the ship.
Yeah, you got a little cut here.
You got...
You got a little cut here.
His eyebrows didn't burn off.
No, well,
And
they're
his full
strong.
beard was still
Greek,
there.
They're strong
And-
Greek eyebrows. Strong Greek beard.
What?
Yeah, no.
And then he has a dream
'Cause he's a free man.
about sea monsters. And then he wakes up alive.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
The explosion
I have that.
blew him so far that he couldn't. Yeah, that's what happens.
And
Also,
there's no heat wave in front of that.
maybe
good thing
I don't know
about
if there was
that.
a terminology like see you know a bit of like Rome Total War and stuff like that about the ancient weapons and stuff. some kind of a goo that you use in naval combat that you put out there and then set on fire to burn fleets alive. There might have been a term for it. I'm not sure if it had a name for it, but I'm sure the Greeks wouldn't have known anything about it. It would have caught them entirely off command. What's it called? Persian fire?
I think that's
was
about
it
right.
Persian fire?
Spear in it,
Yeah, I think it
pulls
was
them out. What is this?
that super famous thing, Persian fire, that the Greeks knew nothing about. Caught him by surprise.
I think you might be.
Yeah, Persian fire. I've heard of that before.
And let's not forget, abandoned ship, but I'm going to stay on it for an
They all stayed on it.
No. There were a bunch of guys that
there's a
dove
bunch of guys
off.
that were
He
smart enough
just,
to dive
he
off,
just
and he's
stared
like,
at the guy with the explosives on his
Abandoned
back.
ship. I'm going to try to stick your explosive backpack with my spear. I think that's what was trying to. He was like, I'm going to stick that with my spear. Like, what are you
Even though
doing?
it's already on fire with a flaming arrow.
Yeah. The spear would probably put that out.
Why did the fire explode when it was wrapped on a person instead of was the backpack like full of
I think it was
gunpowder?
actually dynamite.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was filled with air. I thought that's what they were
They
doing. Was
started
they were swimming
using
under the
dynamite fairly early in history.
Yeah, Alfred Nobel was a Spartan.
Yep. That's how I recall it.
I recall it
of
that
course,
way as
there
well.
was like 3 seconds of actual Spartans in this movie, so.
And well, no, there was like 10 minutes of Spartans, 9 minutes and 57 seconds of which was footage from the first film that was spliced into
Oh
this.
wait, and them beating up on each other.
Yeah, that's how you do Spartan training. Is you have 5 of your guys just kick the ever living shit out of that that 6th guy.
And the 6th guy's like 14.
Yes, you just have 5 huge guys just wail on a 14-year-old and say, "Congratulations, you're trained."
You know, that's, from what I saw in this movie, a lot better than what they do with the girls.
All right, that's again. I blame Frank Miller. It's his fault that topic came up. Why was that in your story? But yeah,
Well, they had to give her a reason to hate the Greeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
or
could
just don't, or just have her be Persian. Just have her be a Persian leader.
Or here's a thought: you've got this guy named Xerxes already kind of built up.
Maybe have him leading.
Maybe
Yeah, like
8 foot tall S&M Jesus on a boat.
way better than Ava Green. Oh wait, not true.
the sex scene would have been a little different.
Actually, it probably would have been pretty similar.
Oh God, Xerxes on top.
All right. Well, I think that proves that we've run out of tasteful things to talk about. We
didn't have anything tasteful to talk about.
Well, no.
It was basically a porno with only one sex scene.
Again,
But
lots
of penetration.
Yes.
But the acting was on par with a bad porno, just with a really huge budget.
I would say most gay porno has better acting than this.
Yeah, well, I don't.
You
think
wait.
Was the acting?
We're
it
not
was the
we're not
script.
covering the important thing. Gay porn,
This was obviously gay porn.
Yeah.
but you watch gay porn.
This was obviously gay porn.
You don't.
I watch it for the articles. All right. Thank you for watching. I rate this 1.5 RoboCops or 7/5 of an I Frankenstein.
I'd rate it 1 jizz bucket. We'll take it there.
Okay, Nate.
Don't watch it.
And he liked RoboCop, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I liked RoboCop. This is a steaming pile of gay porn.
Again, don't disparage gay porn. It's much better than this. I'm out.
How do you turn it off?
There's no money.
Unplug it.
There's no off. Wow. I'm glad I could wreck this for you guys.
No, that was fine. You were fine.
You know what, Rex?
Seriously,
The movie?
why have? How many times did you guys have to bring up gay porn though? Seriously,
Did you see the movie?
I did see the movie, but